Welcome once again to this the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. I read the sound behind me. You can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, and iTunes. Tonight we coming on after the Sixers game. It was an uneventful game. The Sixers handled business though. We faced the Atlanta Hawks. They were outmanned. We had our starters. We had our team start. And fortunately, they didn't have to play a whole lot of minutes because we put the smack down on them. The
Yep.
game got started off. It's funny. It's only two of us tonight, but some of us in here, hate on certain people. But Ben Simmons started off 3 for 3 early on, and Seth Curry was hot early on. Carried us early on. I think he had like 15 in the first quarter, something like that.
Yes, he did.
So, and then from there we coasted out. It really ain't much to dissect, except for I will look at this like it's funny because I look at this game and we can say what we want, but this same Atlanta team beat Miami. This same Atlanta team beat the Bucks, and a lot of people was shook about the Bucks after we lost to the Bucks when we didn't have our starters. So what did you get, if anything, from the night, Tim?
What did I get, if anything? That's a good
Yeah.
question. No, it was a good game. I gotta give props to Seth Curry. He played well. He gave us 20 points in this game. He just came out and he just was hitting everything.
Yeah.
My young boy Ben, he did his thing. He came in as we expected him to do. He only had to play 16 minutes. He was in foul trouble for most of the game. But when he came in, he ran the offense. And now you're seeing the rotation that we're going to have in the playoffs. Now you're going to see this is what we wanted. The entire team played. Everybody's healthy. You saw that Ben played, and then the first person, I forget what the first person that was out, but then he played a couple minutes with George Hill, and then George Hill took over at the point guard position. Right. So I see Doc's rotation. If this is what it looks like, the results, a 40-point win, I'm good.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we was talking about. I know, especially with me and you, we was talking about that with that rotation, with with George Hill and Ben overlapping, but then you have both of them in there. And I mean, George Hill, again, this is Atlanta without Trae Young.
That's true.
But I like what George Hill brings to the game. I'm not expecting George Hill to be this world beater and this like this great, like a superstar coming in here. But I mean, he had 7 points, 6 rebounds.
Yeah.
He shot 3 for 7, 42%, 1 for 4 from 3, but he got a nice little dunk. Now, I will say this real quick.
What's that?
I do have a concern.
What's that?
George Hill is kind of erratic with these free throws. We already got a problem with Ben Simmons with the free throws. Now our backup point guard coming in and he's a little shaky with free throws too. He only missed one tonight, but the other night he missed a couple. Like he's his free throw shooting ain't been that great.
Let me see, George. Before you start crucifying him,
okay. I'm just saying his free throw shooting hasn't been stellar. And this was our whole point, saying when we was talking about Ben Simmons and the free throw. So it's like you can give it to George Hill down the stretch because he'll hit him. Maybe he will.
It was only one. It was only one.
Yeah, tonight. But what did he shoot the other night though?
But you gotta remember, he's just coming back from surgery.
Okay. But he's not a great free throw shooter. Remember, wasn't that the big thing that everybody knocked on him before when he was with the Bucks and he missed crucial free throws?
That's true.
So I am watching those free throws from him because that's what we are going to need that in the playoffs.
I like how everybody got in the game today, though. Everybody, we got a chance. Nobody played over 6 minutes, and that was Tobias Harris and Seth.
Right.
So, and then, like I said, Ben only played 16, which is good. Keep them fresh. You think
Cork had his stroke back. Cork went 4 for 6, all 3-pointers.
Yep. You think this will carry over to on Friday's game? You think we'll send similar results?
Them, it should against them. And it's another thing. Like I know I keep beating this dead horse, but I want to see more Paul Reed. I didn't want to see Mike Scott be the first dude to commit. Like when we started bringing the starters out and stuff in the fourth quarter, Mike Scott the first. Like I don't care about Mike Scott confidence. I don't care about Mike Scott's because he's a vet. You want to show him respect. No, I want to see Paul Reed in there. The dude comes in and he's active, bro. And I'm not saying this. I know you're gonna have some people on there that's gonna come on and say, "Oh, y'all hyping Paul Reed." I don't do that. If you know anything about me, I don't hype guys just to hype because they on my team. I don't do that. But I'm looking at when the guy comes in, I don't know, maybe he needs to learn the offense or whatever else. But he come in, he had 2 blocks in 6 minutes. He comes in, he gets blocks,
He's
he gets
active.
rebounds.
He's definitely an active player.
Yeah, I like the energy he brings. Him and Maxey brings mad energy off the bench.
The boy, young boy Shake, though, he played well today. This like his 3rd game in a row that Shake has played well.
It is.
And the thing about it is, what I like is they finally took him off the ball. We need him playing off the ball is because he is as a playmaker. It don't work.
Yeah,
he's a scorer. He's a scorer. He's a shooter. And then having George Hill in that role as the official playmaker behind Ben allows Shake to be Shake.
Yeah, Shake's more like Shake is more like a Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford type. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamal Crawford had crazy handles, and he played point guard when he was in New York. But when Jamal Crawford was in the game, like when he was with the Clippers, you want Jamal Crawford shooting.
You want buckets.
Right. You want buckets from same way with Lou Will. Lou Will can handle the rock, but he's not necessarily a playmaker. You want him getting buckets. And I think that's the kind of player Shake is.
Yo, did you see Dwight Howard, the dunks he had today? One was over the rim. I'm like, this boy is 35 years old, still jumping above the rim.
Must be nice.
I mean, that's a gift. He don't look like he's slowing down at all.
You know how you knew this game was dang, Thibault had 3 blocks.
Thibault was all over the place. Yeah. Did you see that play with Chris Dunn towards the end of the game when we was
with him and Shake
by 30? Yeah. And then
when he Shake was trying to give Thibault the high five.
Yeah, the high five.
And the boy all mad, he's shoving Thibault. I did like that about Shake though. Shake like, yo, bro, he gonna push him in the back.
I like that. Did you see Thibault? Thibault looked like he had a mean streak. He was like, yo, chill.
Thibault gonna do that. Shake had to step in and push the ball in the back first. Thibault was just Thibault let the ball shrug his hands
courage. I saw a little
Thibault ain't got no.
You gotta go back and watch it. Go back and watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch it.
Thibault had a little bit of mean streak in him. I was like, oh, that was.
I don't know about the mean streak. I don't know about the mean streak.
But I'm like, Chris Dunn, come on, man, it's over.
Like, bro, go sit on the bench.
Yeah. Then Trae Young, what did he get a technical foul for? Well,
I guess he was on the bench talking. I don't know. I was kind of watching the game, but not.
Like after that play, Trae Young gets mad. I'm assuming he got mad because of what happened. He gets a technical foul. I'm like, dude, why are you talking to the officials? The game is over. There's nothing to see here.
Well, I mean, we'll see. Maybe they'll be fired up for Friday. We do get to play them back to back, so it is interesting to see how that works. But I don't see them doing anything. I like to see us mop them again.
Yeah, this was a wire. This was a wire-to-wire win, though. I mean, there was nothing that they could do. They had no firepower at all to stop the Sixers tonight.
But see, this is my problem with how the Sixers been maneuvering their lineups when you're setting these guys out. Like you setting these guys out. How about if you playing the underwhelming teams, like you were saying before? See, my thing was don't play if you telling me your starters need rest. Don't rest them against these whack teams. Rest them against the whack teams. Don't rest them against the top-notch teams. I want to see them. I want them to sharpen their skills against the top-notch teams. But that being said, if you handle your business as a team, you get situations like this where your starters ain't got to play that many minutes. You know what I'm saying? You get in there, you do what you got to do, and you get out.
That's exactly what they did. The boy, young Maxey, Tyrese played well today. He said, "You see that dunk? He had a baseline dunk."
Yeah, I ain't gonna Freddie caught me off guard a little bit.
So Tyrese, he played well. I'm telling you, and I think I heard on the podcast, not the podcast, but the broadcast, they were saying that once he get that consistent mid-range J, he's gonna be a serious problem in the league, yo.
I don't think his mid-range J is necessarily the problem because he has a good floater.
He does have.
I'm saying so he can score like from the mid-range on in. His thing is if he gets a semi-consistent 3, and as young as he is, like you got to look at players like J Kidd and Rondo who develop those threes later on. Yeah. I think Maxey can develop a 3 within the next couple of years. If he gets a 3-point shot, he really can be a problem.
I know, man. I was so Ben, my man Ben. And if they show highlights of Ben Simmons shooting around in the beginning of the game, Sam Cassell he doing step back moves, the step back jump shot. Working with them, he does this every game, every single game.
Don't do that to yourself, bro.
And
Don't
so
do
you
it.
expecting maybe, okay, I'm seeing y'all practice it. It's the coach and player practicing. They releasing the clips. People at the game is putting it on Facebook and putting on other different Sixers websites. And he's not doing and not implementing anything that he's learning from Sam Cassell.
Until I see him do that in about 3 games straight.
Like
we've seen in stretches like where he come out in a couple games, like he might come out and he shoot a little turnaround, or this, that, another. But unless he busts out in the playoffs all of a sudden, and like the first game of the playoffs, he hitting pull-ups and mid-range J's, then I'll get excited. I don't think it is either, not this year at least. But
Embiid looked good too.
Happens,
you see Embiid, he had a really good second quarter. He got hot. I think he had like 10, 12 points, and that was all towards the end. It was like the last 6 minutes of the quarter.
Yeah.
And he just started cooking Capella.
Yeah. They don't got it. That's what I'm saying. This is my thing about the Sixers. I'm not delusional. I do know the Nets have all this firepower, this, that, and other. And we're gonna see the Nets still do have a tough schedule ahead of them.
Yeah.
But my thing is with the Sixers, I think the Sixers have a match up. Like tonight they played bully. They played bully on them. Like we hit some outside shots.
Yeah.
But then like inside, you just see like the Sixers getting these rebounds and putbacks, and it's not like the Hawks have a weak front court. You know what I'm saying? They got the guy Collins, and they got Capella. So they not necessarily pushovers down there, but the Sixers are just too big as a team.
And Collins, did Collins do anything tonight?
I think Collins had decent stats tonight. I think.
Oh, he did.
I think. Hold on, let me check and see. Yeah, Collins had 21 in 28 minutes. He had 21, but he only had 4 boards, 2 assists. You know what I'm saying? He shot 8 for 11. I mean, he played solid 8 for 11. He was 2 for 2 from 3.
He did.
But when it comes down to it, that big man down in the paint, Embiid is such a great, because there's not too many I don't think there's anybody else like Embiid in the league.
Nope.
So, Joker plays a different style. Joker is definitely a superstar center, but he plays a different style. There's nobody else in the league like Embiid, and I think that's the Sixers' upper hand. Not their upper hand, but that's where they can separate themselves, or that's where they separate themselves from the rest of the teams in the league.
You think Tobias is officially back, or you think this was just because we was playing the Atlanta Hawks? Because he was,
if his leg is hurt though, but if his knee is hurt, he did what he was supposed to do. He had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 for 12 against a smaller team. He did what he was supposed to do.
And with a bone bruise, the only thing to heal that is time.
Right. And, you ice it and everything else.
Yeah. So we got 10 games left, and we got a cupcake schedule. I hate to say this, but it's true. We got Atlanta again, San Antonio, Chicago, Houston, New Orleans, Detroit, Indiana, Miami, Orlando.
Yeah. Miami is probably the only team in there that I'm really concerned. I'm not even concerned about them.
I don't see a loss at all.
Well, it's going to be a loss in there just because of the law of averages, but
I don't see this.
But this is why I was so upset about the whole way they handled the Bucks thing, because I wanted to go in. I want to go and test it, but
here's the thing. With Embiid, with Ben, if Ben has a stomach virus, if he's had some type of bug, if he flies in because he's home for the first game, if he flies in and he's not over it, and you contaminate 3 or 4 new members, now he was out for a whole week. Now, if you take out another 3 or 4 people for a whole week, that could be detrimental to the team. I'd rather for you to stay away from the team. I think that's what the coaching staff and the trainers and the doctors, that's probably what they were saying. Stay away from the team, get fully healed, and then come back and be ready.
Yeah, if Ben had a legit stomach virus, I'm
questioning him.
I did. No.
In your back of your mind, if he had a legit, for you to say if he had a legit meaning.
No, because only reason I'm saying that is because before it was like they was just saying the illness, and it's like, why is he out so long? They kept saying it was the flu.
Yeah,
there's a difference. Like I do know there's a difference. Like the flu, usually you over the flu in like a couple of days, you taking all the stuff. But I do know when you get them viruses, the viruses can hang around for a bit and set a little bit more out of you.
Yeah.
So when they said it was a virus, I looked at it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But my issue was more with Embiid, like the second game against the Bucks. why be sitting out that game? You know what I'm saying? Like for stiffness in the shoulder, if you're telling me he has a slight tear in his shoulder or
Yeah.
something like that, that's different. But if you're just telling me stiffness in your shoulder, he
You
had no problem to come out and play against OKC. I'd rather see you sit against OKC and tough it out against the Bucks.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel you, but I don't question the players. If they say they're injured, I'm not going to question whether or not they're truly injured.
I question the Sixers because they still got some of that Brett Brown in
But with the 10 final games remaining,
we should be favored for all of them.
I'm looking for the loss, and I just don't see it. So, and that to me, we're going to go into the playoffs as the hottest team in the league.
I just feel like law of averages, they're going to lose at least one.
I mean, they may lose one, but I think we have a shot to get that number 1 seed again.
I definitely do, because I also told you, like, you know, everybody's saying what they want to say about the Nets, but the Nets, like, you know what I'm saying, they haven't been like blowing the doors off anything. I mean, we was losing, but they wasn't winning that much more. They won a couple more games than we did, hence them being a game ahead of us now. But it was always like us up a game or a game and a half, and now it just switched to them being up a game and a half. And you know, like you said, they got the Bucks back to back. They got a couple tough games coming up, so we'll see.
But what you saw today, do you think we are a viable like competitor in the East against the Nets and the Bucks? Because the Bucks still scare me a little bit.
I'm not scared at all of the Bucks, honestly. The Nets, I've been saying this all season. I'm not scared of the Nets. I know a lot of people are.
I'm not scared of the Nets for some reason. I agree with you. I don't fear the Bucks. I mean the Brooklyn, but the Bucks, to me, Drew Holiday is the X factor.
But this is the difference. Drew Holiday wasn't facing Ben Simmons. Drew Holiday was going down and taking advantage of George Hill and other smaller guards. If you look at how big Drew Holiday was against George Hill, you know what I'm saying? Like, you forget Drew Holiday like 6'4", so he down there on George Hill and posting him up and doing little scoop shots on him. He's not doing that on Ben Simmons.
But Drew Holiday, he even played well against Joel Embiid when he was sticking Joel. He was giving him fits.
I hear you, but this is what I'm saying. The Sixers are a big team. So when it comes down to it, and even in the regular season, you see teams do a whole lot more running, fast breaks, this, that, and other. And the Sixers are a bigger team. So when you slow it down, even though people say how Ben Simmons don't shoot and score in the half court, this and another, they still have the size. So you looking at teams like the Bucks, and I think the Bucks like to get out and run. New Jersey like to get out and run. Boston, all those teams like to get out and run. You can't get out and run if they're grabbing rebounds. And Ben Simmons averages 6 defensive rebounds a game. Tobias can rebound. Joel can rebound. We have rebounders. So, and that's one of the reasons why I'd rather, instead of having Mike Scott in the game, I'd rather see Paul Reed get acclimated to the system and play more, because I think Paul Reed will get you more rebounds and more blocks than Mike Scott will off the bench.
But Doc don't play, bro. He don't play no rookies. If anybody, Max is gonna get the minutes, and that's if he gets minutes. But yeah, Paul Reed is just next year he got to go through training camp, and maybe if he goes through I guess he'll be back in the D League, not the D League. What's the rookie league?
G League.
Yeah.
But you know what? I honestly, when I look at that, I like our young guys, and it's a shame because we got rid of Bradley. Yeah, I mean, we got rid of him for a reason. I understand.
Yeah.
But and I also think that if I'm not mistaken, when we played OKC, I was listening to the OKC broadcast, and the way they was talking, like they was thinking Bradley was going to get traded in the offseason. Like OKC don't want Bradley. They just was trying to, get rid of people.
Yeah.
They got all those draft picks. I wouldn't mind bringing Bradley back if what's his name doesn't come back, Howard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind some kind of way getting Bradley back.
Yeah, I agree. Did you hear also today they said that the Kyle Lowry, they said the Sixers are still interested in bringing him next year and some type of sign and trade?
He's a free agent next year.
Yeah, but probably the sign and trade is for him to get.
I'm not paying him no max next year, bro.
Oh, he don't want no max. I think he wants.
He do.
I think he want.
He want the max. He want this is probably his last big contract. You don't think he want the max?
I think he want like a 2 or 3 year, 25 million, 20.
I mean, yeah, I'm my fault. I ain't mean the max, but I don't know if I want to pay him 25 million a year. You already paying Ben, you paying Joe, and Joe's contract should be up soon. right? Because he was the first one to re-up his contract before
I think
Bam
he
and
might got
Joel.
another year.
So yeah, so you got to start looking at that. If Joel is balling out, you got to start looking at that. Like, what we gonna do with him? If he playing at this same level next year, you got to resign him, right?
Oh, you gonna max? Oh, you regardless.
You got to.
You maxing out Joel.
That's what I'm saying. Especially since this contract, he only got like 125 million. And I only say only because compared to everybody else, you know what I'm saying? They got bigger money.
He'll be like a super max.
Yeah.
And you gotta lock him up.
Yeah. But I think the salary cap is going to go up in a couple years. I think they were saying something. Was it? I know one of those years the cap is expected to go up. So you got like a lot of guys like biding their time, waiting till that happen, and people going to try to cash in.
Yeah, they might take a 2-year deal or something.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So we don't got much for y'all today. This was an easy win. We went in there and we did exactly what we're supposed to do. It's like feeding your kids. You did what you're supposed to do. That's what we did. When we handled our business, we went and we mopped them. We mopped them. We mopped them. So congratulations, Sixers. What was the final score again? 127. Oh, that was a route. 127-83. Exactly.
I wish some people was on here that was talking about Ben Simmons. They was talking about some joke. What he say? Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons, and Draymond Green. Draymond Green shot 0 for 1 last night while his team got routed and Luka balled out. Draymond ain't shutting nobody down.
Yep.
But I bet you they won't rip Draymond.
They got a chance to come back on Friday.
Yeah, they will. That's why I'm putting it out there now, because when they listen, we're going to see if they're going to come back with it. Because talk to them today, and they still was trying to make a lot of excuses for the boy Draymond.
Sure was. All right, we'll be back at it again. We may come on for a few minutes tomorrow, depending on who we draft in the NFL draft tomorrow. So Sixers, not the Sixers, but the Eagles. Hopefully they don't screw this thing up.
They're gonna draft the quarterback.
I know. If they draft the quarterback, I'm done. Unless they get Fields, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, well, maybe. But again, thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, the platform is growing, and keep supporting us. We appreciate all the support that y'all been giving us. We look at the comments. We be commenting on the comments, responding. So again, thanks for listening. We will check y'all out on Friday after the game. Sixers blow out the Hawks. We out.
Peace.